kejar target investasi Jokowi melalui Silicon Valley RI bersama dengan Mike Wiluan, CEO dari Nongsa Digital Park Batam. Okay, Mr. Mike, let's continue the discussion. Until now, how many companies are currently registered in NDP in Batam?
We have around 23 companies. They're very diverse. They come from whether they're startups, they're very established companies, blue chip technology companies from Singapore. The international companies with bases in Singapore that found Batam to be highly strategic, Nongsa to be very strategic, together with tourism companies, creative companies, and vocational educational institutes. So, you know, we're quite diverse in that area. There's 23 companies, but, you know, that's still growing.
Most of the company comes from?
A lot of the companies are overseas, right?
Overseas.
So they're foreign companies with bases in Southeast Asia, with an interest to establish a footprint in Indonesia because they see the talent of Indonesia. They see the potential of the talent. They see the potential of the business and the e-commerce. And so that's why Batam has been very strategic. I think a lot of, I mean, we talked about it just now, a lot of people don't know that Nongsa Digital Park is based in Batam. And why Batam, right? Because Batam is very strategically located. It's next to Singapore, it's close to Johor, it's in the Straits of Malacca, it's the connectivity to the rest of Indonesia, Jakarta is there. And why we're developing data centers is because we have 13 submarine cables that go into Batam, 7 landing stations. So that's why it's very strategic in this area of industry.
Okay, you just mentioned about startup. How is the interest of local startups in your business?
I mean, for me personally, I'm very excited about local startups. We constantly attend events to look for startups, whether it's in applications, fintech, or if we're looking at gaming. I mean, we're particularly interested in gaming because right now the global gaming industry is, you know, worth 300 billion or so, right? And Indonesians, young Indonesians, or Indonesians of all ages play games, casual games to any types of games. And the fact that our market is still underserved for local games. And so this is an area that we've been talking to the government to try to encourage to develop. And so courses on gaming, like for example, we have a training program with Epic Games on their Unreal Engine. You know, we are working with Apple. We're exploring this with IBM. And so, so sometimes it's not just training the next generation of talent and letting them go off and be entrepreneurial, but it's also identifying startups and seeing how we could invest and accommodate them in Nongsa Digital Park and surround them in an ecosystem that helps them thrive and grow with industry.
Yeah, is there any new animation studio in the near time will be joining your company?
Well, we're quite established animation studio. We've been around since 2012, and we've worked on, you know, so many projects. But today, we work with 22 studios around Indonesia, and this is from all over, from Sumatra, Java, Bali, and we're really proud of the fact that we're able to extend this network across Indonesia. So the work is from all over Indonesia. And so we're investing in their talents. The talents work with us. And when it's time for those talents to go back home, we encourage them to set up their own businesses and become entrepreneurs. And we support them in the work. And so in the future, what we do hope is to have more upscale development. Like, you know, we're talking with international companies to move parts of their strategic businesses to Batam, in which we can be exposed and not just be on the sort of like on the production side. You know, we're looking at development, we're looking at technology, we're looking at strategic jobs and workflows. So in terms of studios, yeah, they're going to grow. They're going to grow a lot.
Okay.
Right?
You also mentioned just now that NDP is also focused on data center business. How is the business progressing until now?
Well, since our inauguration and moving into in 2023 alone, we signed 5 data center. In moving to 2023 now into 2024. We have 5 data center plots that are currently under development, with our first data center being ready by July this year. So that's pretty quick, and we're going to see an uptick in more data centers coming online, all the way up to 2027, 2028. And so this is a huge development because the amount of infrastructure that needs to go into data center is huge. You've got power, connectivity, water, and not to mention the jobs that it creates, right? And data centers are highly strategic because data, we're talking about, content, any kind of data in that. But what we're excited about is that the data centers that we are developing are very AI focused, right? So they're looking forward into the future and looking forward to this demand in AI. So yeah, we have three left to develop, and we're very happy that even Cominfo, our government, ministry, is putting in their data center there as well. Yes.
How is your personal outlook related to data center sector?
Well, there's been a huge demand in data center growth because of how the world is evolving in digitization. And now with AI, you're talking about processing, you're talking about on the creative side, not only on finance, but everything needs to be stored, needs to be processed. So our outlook is very, very positive. Considering that, again, Batam is strategically located, we already have these 13 submarine cables that are coming into the island. We have seven landing stations. We have a venture with Telin that brings the pipe straight into Nongsa Digital Park. So there's this huge need for this data center growth. And on top of that, Batam is outside the ring of fire.
Yeah.
Right? So it's safe.
Pretty safe.
It's pretty safe. That's
okay.
Right.
Speaking about Batam, we know about the development of Rempang Eco City. Is there any new project regarding to Rempang Eco City? Because now a news project that also will be built in Batam?
Yes, there are a lot of new developments in Batam. I think, the Batam, Rempang, Galang, the whole of Riau, again, is strategically placed, right? There's been a lot of interest from whether it's, from China, from the US. I mean, they're looking at everything from manufacturing to development of solar panels. You're looking into oil and gas sectors, tourism, and because it's so strategically placed, that there's a lot of new developments happening, and that comes with other domino effects. You're talking about housing, ecosystems from malls to entertainment. So Batam is really truly developing. The BP Batam has really moved forward in putting in the infrastructure. So you see the roads are changing to accommodate the fiber optic, the traffic. Batam is changing very rapidly to accommodate to this new status of investment coming in. So for all of us, we work close together because we're all one ecosystem. NDP is one ecosystem, but there are many ecosystems also on the island, and that we work together to help promote Batam and Riau as a destination.
Okay, as Batam become one of the biggest IT hub bridge to our foreign countries, what is the specific concern from the foreign investor in Batam?
I think political stability is key, right? We've just had our elections, and it's I think a lot of our investors are looking to ensure that there's a good momentum from the last government to the new government. I think the focus towards digital economy is key, and the encouragement of training of young people is key. Obviously, stable economy, stable government, but also the rules and regulations concerning the data protection, data flows, investments, and so on and so forth. But Dewan KEK, together with the Ministry of Trade, has been working very hard, sort of like with backup PM. So it's really trying hard to give a lot of confidence to international investors, and we're seeing that confidence pay off because the investment is still coming in. Of course, there are always concerns in investing in a growing market like Indonesia. But I think those concerns are always answered, right? And that's why we keep having that investment come through.
Okay, and you keep saying that digital talent is very crucial. How do you view the current states? You just mentioned about that, but how does NDP strengthen its position as a digital talent hub for Indonesia?
Well, we aim to not only attract businesses, and we're talking about multinational businesses who have track records in creating quality products and services, but to merge them with local enterprise. And so that's on a big level, but also to create an environment where we're able to have this, whether it's young startups that are able to thrive with international industry, because you can't learn without being beside industry, right? So we're putting two hand in hand. So our vocational courses are in conjunction with how the industry is moving. So our students come out with the latest, most adaptive sort of like mindset to adjust to the new environment. So we're going to continue training people. We're going to continue expanding our ecosystem. And it's not just, NDP is a center of excellence. And we've always focused on quality and to make sure that we train very high quality and sustainable long-term talents who could last and evolve in the industry. Once we do that, our intention is to continue to grow outside of Batam and to share this knowledge and expertise by creating more ecosystems around. And there are plenty of opportunities around Indonesia to do that, and we're exploring that right now.
Very well. To conclude everything, so what is your strategies or target for the next 2024?
Well, we have to ensure that our infrastructure is completed in 2024. As a major part of our infrastructure upgrade is being placed in right now. Our first data center will be online in July this year, which we're very happy about. But that will send signals across that Nongsa Digital Park is open for business. It's the infrastructure is there, the talent is there, and what we need to do is that we need to tell the world that it is an exciting place to jump off into the rest of Indonesia. We call Batam the bridge, from Southeast Asia to Indonesia. And for us to act as that bridge only strengthens Indonesia's capability, and so. 2024 will be a significant year for us, and we're looking forward to this continued growth from here onwards.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Mike Wiluan, CEO Nongsa Digital Park Batam, for sharing your thoughts to CNBC Indonesia.